Hi, I'm Lorraine Perret, and I'd like to say happy 50th anniversary BWOPA.
Power.
Powerful. Powerful.
Forceful.
Inspiring.
Leadership.
Leadership.
Sisterhood.
And a sisterhood. And a sisterhood. Sisterhood.
When African American women decide to step forward and have their voice and exercise their voices, it's interesting that we were named, aggressive. We were named in some other terms, and I won't say it on this video, but the letter that starts with B, we were so boisterous that it was almost offensive to people because we expected women to take a certain position and stance.
I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of...
I think the big trigger was the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Gave you permission at least to aspire to break into the broader industries in terms of communicating with other people.
And so it was through those conversations that a lot of these activists convened and began to make some decisions. Ron Dellums had been, at that point, I believe, elected to the Berkeley City Council, and we were looking for someone to be elevated and move toward the congressional seat. And at that time, that's what I said, we were not called BWOPA, we were called Women for Dellums.
Edith Austin, our first president, of BWOPA, provided a lot of leadership for that because she was a very strong fundraiser. You need that, you need that financial support. You just can't, as some of us do, jump up and say, I'm going to run for office because I'm passionate, I'm so wonderful, and I feel I can do it. You have to have that financial support. Paul Cobb, of course, he's the one that named the organization.
That we would call ourselves, and of course we were organized, so we kept saying, well, Women Organized for Action, and we had thrown out several names, and of course it was Paul that came out with that booming voice and said, BWOPA, and he was even, and I think he even said like BWOPA, and he was saying it because of the power of black, and he said to put black women in there, and so we did, so that was we attribute the actual naming of the organization to Paul.
What does it mean for black women to organize,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Seeking black women that have the same interests, goals, objectives, to come together to, in our case, the BWOPA case, is to advocate on behalf of those that don't particularly have the opportunity to share their voice or the capacity or the courage or just the tools and resources.
So what does it mean for black women to organize?
I think it is some of the best medicine that we can take. That means it is not easy. It's difficult for any humans to learn to settle on one direction and one goal, and that's what to organize means. It means that you've sorted things out and you've decided this is where you want to go. And we hope that along the way you decide this is what I have to do, or this is what I have to sacrifice, or somehow come up with if we're going to make this work.
Sacrifices, we couldn't we couldn't spend as much time with our families. That's hard, and then I like to cook, so that a lot of time. Dezie just teases. She still teases me about that.
What were some of the pearls that you picked up during the hard times with BWOPA?
The lessons learned, and I talk about this so often, especially to, again, our young women who are beginning to engage in the political arena, is you're not going to win them all. But the fight and the courage comes with engaging in the struggle. If you do nothing and if you say nothing, you've already lost. But when you express a voice and you express your concerns, when you are determined to be in the battle, you have won. Barbara Lee. When Barbara Lee, our congressional representative down from the Bay Area, first got out there were of course a number of people that were telling her it wasn't your turn and you shouldn't do that, let's wait. And because of the support and the grooming that she had and that she had taken up, she took on that challenge and was willing to say, I'm out there, and she was successful. Kamala Harris, who was so methodical, she's so smart, she's so talented.
The whole organization got behind Kamala for this effort. And so our goal was to raise $50,000 for her. But, to be part of that and then to, know that she, now that she's won, is, to me, is one of those amazing stories that, I'll take with me in my memoir. Our special sauce is us as individuals and collectively us coming together.
It's always about the people that you're working with that helps make something very special.
At BWOPA, our role is to recruit, engage, encourage, and educate and help folk get to a place where they are feeling confident about their leadership skills.
But you have to know what you're doing, because nobody's going to give you money because you have a good heart. Mm-hmm. And to have been able to keep this organization going for this long, that's a long time for nonprofits. If they can last this long, that's really saying something.
Because out of all of the civil rights organizations, all of the community organizations, the nonprofit organizations, few of the black organizations that started are not in existence. Somehow they dissipate, they disappear after a period of time. I think the need is still there. And I think people recognize the need is still there.
BWOPA in 5 words.
Women who understood themselves.
Power, Black, proud.
Support, goals, community goals.
Critical.